Hey everyone, I'm back with another review, and it's a movie I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and it's kind of scary because it's somewhat relevant today. And that movie is Equilibrium. It's a very underrated film. I think this probably is my favorite Christian Bale movie. I think this movie doesn't get enough recognition. It is a divisive movie, like a lot of people love it, a lot of people don't. I mean, this movie definitely isn't everyone's cup of tea. I can see why some may not like it, but I think this movie is fantastic. It's a lot more smarter than it gets credit for, I think. So, what's the film about? Well, it's basically, it takes place in the future. A third world war broke out. So, in order to prevent war and crime and murder and really bad things from happening, they have to take this drug called Prosium. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically you have to take this drug so that way it can get rid of your human emotions, because they believe that people who have human emotions cause violence and war and chaos and destruction and crime. So they decide if we get rid of that and we don't feel, none of those things would happen if everyone was the same and everyone had to conform. So it focuses on Christian Bale, who is a very, very high respected law enforcement person. They're called clerics. They're sort of like cops a little bit. He also has a partner played by Taye Diggs. He's sort of like a little bit jealous of Christian Bale's character. He's basically trying to replace his position of being the golden boy. You can kind of tell a little bit. So that's basically how it starts off. Then one day, Christian Bale's character loses his drugs. Like, he's all out of Prosium. So he's trying to get more drugs, but unfortunately he can't. So he has to go with a day with feeling and trying to control his emotions and hide it. And then he realizes that, you know what, I like to be able to feel and have emotions. I don't like having to conform. So what he does, he's basically a double agent and joins the resistance and to overthrow the government. So that's basically the basic premise. There's a lot more to it than that. I don't want to spoil too much because I think this is a film that everyone at least needs to give a shot, so I'm not going to give too much away. But Christian Bale plays John Preston, our main protagonist. I think he does a really great job. He's able to be very stoic, but also very human at the same time, and he can really be a badass when he needs to be. He's very likable. You really do feel bad for him, and you really are invested in his story and his character arc. At least I was. Taye Diggs, I think, does a pretty good job too. I think him and Christian Bale work very well together. Like, I can definitely buy them. I definitely buy their chemistry. I can buy them as like sort of law enforcement partners. Emily Watson plays a brief role in this. She's sort of like Christian Bale's love interest. I definitely buy the chemistry between her and Christian Bale. I think they do a really great job, and I think she's very believable in the role. She definitely does bring a lot of humanity to her character as well. So does Christian Bale. So I think that is like a really good chemistry match. William Fichtner's in this movie. He's basically the leader of the resistance, and William Fichtner's one of my favorite actors. I think he does a fantastic job, and he's just great. He's just great in everything. I mean, he's just that good of an actor, and I think he does a fantastic job, especially for the way the character was written in this film. He was perfect. Angus McFadyen plays the villain. He's kind of my one minor issue with the film. He's alright. I mean, he's not lame, but